Hi, this is Group 5 for E329, and this is Braden Morgan.
And this is Daniel Higuereta.
Yeah, so basically, to explain the code, what we have here is at the top, we have basically incorporated the delay us functionality so that we could get the debouncing to work correctly on the keypad. We have this jump to output function, which we call later on, and we need to declare before main so that it can actually get called. Then to see the actual bulk of the code, we have a keys press thing variable, first key variable, a second key, and a third key variable, which we all initialize to 0. And then basically we have this infinite while loop, which is constantly checking to see if a key is pressed. And then it'll basically register what key is pressed. And basically we have the keys press variable so that every single time we go up by 1, we can say like, oh, this is the second key, this is the third key, yada, yada, yada. You'll notice after the third key is pressed, it'll jump to the output, which we have at the top here, which is the function I said before, where it does all the initialization, then the voltage conversion and the writing. And then finally, at the bottom of the main code, you can see that we have basically if keys press equal to 15, so it's checking to see if it gets the reset button, and if so, then it basically resets all the keys. In our DAC.c, we have the DAC init function, which incorporates the provided SPI init function and a bunch of other initialized pins. And then after that, we have the voltage conversion function, which essentially accounts for the gain bit. It does a bunch of mathematical work to check to see if it should set the gain bit or leave it as a 0. And then the DAC write function, which basically implicitly is setting the first 4 control bits of the output. You'll notice if we have a gain of 1 that it sets it to 0x3000 because the last couple bits are going to be 1, versus if the gain bit's 0, then it's only going to set that last bit in the control bits to be 1. So yeah.
Onto the wiring. Here we have the Nucleo, the keypad, and the DAC set up right here. The keypad is using port B and connected to port B on the Nucleo, and the DAC is connected to port A. So we're going to move on to some test cases. The first one is 1.23 volts, and it's outputting 1.23 volts. Then we click reset, and the next case is just 0 volts. And it's outputting about 0 volts. We reset, 2.99, approximately 2.99, 3 volts, 3.29,
No, I never added it to the DJ stuff to begin with. Oh shit.
3.30, and then
Don't know where to add it.
3.39, and this is overflowing the 3.3 threshold, so it should be like about 3.3. And now we have 2.34. The next case is 3.77. Once again, this is overflowing past 3.3 threshold, so it should be going up to 3.3 approximately. And 234. And lastly, 6.78 volts, which is once again another value that is past the threshold. And it should go to about 3.3. Next, to show also that our key value or our reset key is working, I will put in part of a voltage, so 1, 2, and then I'll reset it, and then click 234. And we should see about 2.34 volts.